Hi everyone, welcome to another video of Don't Be Average. In this video, you will see top 10 statistics interview questions for data scientists. Question number 1. What is central limit theorem and why is it important? Answer. Central limit theorem states that the sampling distribution of the sample means approaches a normal distribution as the sample size gets larger, regardless of the shape of the population distribution. So here you can see the population is normal here. Here it is uniform population distribution, then it is skewed positively, and this one is random. For a sample size of 10, we can see when we plot the distribution of the sample means, it looks like this. But as and when the sample size increases even further, for a sample size of 30, it all looks like normal distribution. So that is what is central limit theorem. Doesn't matter you're picking from which population, as and when you pick more and more samples from that population and then you finally plot the distribution of the sample means, that distribution would be normal. This one is very crucial because it allows us to make inferences about a population mean using sample data, even if the population distribution is unknown or non-normal. Question number 2. Explain the difference between population and sample. A population includes all members of a specified group, while a sample is a subset of the population. So here you can see it's a population. Sample is a subset of it. Here it has picked 4 items from this population, 4 people from the population. For a statistical analysis, we often work with samples to make inferences about the larger population. What is p-value and how is it used in hypothesis testing? P-value is a statistical measure that is used to determine the likelihood that an observed outcome is the result of a chance. Now, how is it used? It is used in hypothesis testing to determine the statistical significance. So if p-value is less than the significance level, which is sometimes 0.05 or 0.025, if that is the case, then we reject null hypothesis. That is how we use p-value in statistical testing. Question number 4. What are type 1 and type 2 errors? Type 1 error occurs when we reject the true null hypothesis, and type 2 error occurs when we fail to reject a false null hypothesis. Here is one example which will make it easy for you to remember what is type 1 and what is type 2 error. Question number 5. What is correlation and how is it different from causation? Correlation measures the strength and direction of the linear relationship between two variables, whereas causation implies that one variable directly influences the other. So correlation does not imply causation. It does not imply causation. A correlation between two variables may be due to a third variable or a mere coincidence. So if two things are correlated, it does not mean there is always causation or one causes another. For an example, here you can see the per capita consumption of mozzarella cheese correlates with civil engineering doctorates who are awarded. Now there is obviously no causation, but we can see a clear correlation. So that is the difference between correlation and causation. Question number 6. What is the difference between probability and likelihood? Probability is the likelihood of a future event based on known information, and likelihood is the probability of observing data given a specific hypothesis. So we have this reality. Based on this, we predict the probability, and once we use that probability on data or a sample, what we get out of that is likelihood. Question number 7. Explain the concept of outliers and how they can affect statistical analysis. Outliers are data points that significantly deviate from the rest of the data in a data set. So here you can see this is the outlier. They can distort statistical analysis by skewing the measures of central tendency and variability. For example, if you are looking at age value of a group of students and suddenly there is an outlier of age 50, so the average age of the whole group can go up to 40 even if the rest of the students are all teenagers. So it's important to identify and address the outliers appropriately depending on the context of the analysis. Question number 8. What is the difference between a parameter and a statistic? Answer. A parameter is a characteristic of a population. Typically, it is denoted by Greek letters. For example, mu, sigma, these are parameters. While a statistic is a characteristic of a sample. Typically, it is denoted by Roman letters. For example, this and this. Statisticians use statistics to estimate parameters. So we use these to estimate these. Question number 9. What is the purpose of hypothesis testing? Hypothesis testing is used to make decisions or draw conclusions about a population parameter based on sample data. So the thing that I was explaining in the last question, that we are trying to infer about the population using the sample. Now how correct we are while inferring about the population is what hypothesis testing will test. So hypothesis testing helps determine whether observed differences or relationships in data are statistically significant or it happened due to random chance. Question number 10. What is the difference between descriptive and inferential statistic? Descriptive statistics involve summarizing and describing the feature of a data set, such as mean, median, standard deviation. It helps us gain insights from the data. But inferential statistics, on the other hand, it involves making inferences and predictions about a whole population based on this sample data. And it uses techniques like hypothesis testing, estimation. So that's how descriptive statistics and inferential statistics are different. That's all about the top 10 questions for interviews on statistics topic for data scientist role. If you have any question, please use the comment box. If you want to go through the other playlist where I have discussed a lot of interview questions for data scientist and data analyst roles, please go through these playlists on my channel. See you in the next video. Till then, don't be average.